Bankruptcies and shortages. Whoa! She's seen an 85% reduction in Yankee.
At what point did you get in the room? Had the room out running an hour?
Whole foods start popping up all over the place. So vegetables start getting cooked.
I think that was right.
I'm being facetious, but are we really? Because that's
so
it's about money and resources, right?
The room. So I left out of the room, and then I went to another room and was talking to a friend of mine, and then I saw this room pop up, and I was like, okay, I was feeling some BS right there. So now another room has come up. Let me see what this room is about, because you were the first response room. And when I heard you, and this is when you first started this room. So the reason why I stayed is because that call went out that a sister has been disrespected. And it's just some of us was going to answer that call. So I stayed on, and I heard how upset you were. And I'm like, no, this is not right. You're right. We are in 2021. We are not bringing that same mess from 2020. And how we're being disrespected, we're being left out. And so I came in this room, and I stayed in this room to be supportive of you, because I know what it's like. And then to hear Amina and everyone else keep talking about how you were just mansplained over and you were disrespected. And I think I heard someone say, Patrick was in the room before, maybe. So I don't know who's carrying over, but I just want to set the stage that I don't really want the explanation. I don't think this is the room. I mean, yeah, we can give context, but this is all about sisters supporting another sister who is very successful, very knowledgeable of what she's talking about, and that's what we want to address. So yes, you're right. When I first saw the title, I gave it a side eye, and I won't say I was offended by it, but I was just like, okay, what are they trying to say? Like, can't we make our own table? Aren't we here for 2021 to set our own table? And then when I heard how upset you were, that's not cool. So whether I know the industry or what the table, how that doesn't matter. We are not going to stand and have a sister disrespected, not when she is successful. And when you're asking the question, because you didn't even come in a disrespectful way. You were not trying to be disrespectful. You were just simply asking a question. And instead of saying, I can't answer, or let me step back, let me do some inner reflection, just to try to mansplain over you, that's not acceptable. So that's why I'm here. I'll go back to the audience, but Allison, you just got to know, girl, the Black girl signal went out, and we're here to answer. So we're here, and we are supporting you.
And could you just reset the room so I know what happened? Because I know you guys have been going for a little while. I just want to know what happened to you and when you felt disrespected.
You never played Monopoly before. Everybody starts off the same amount of money.
She might have fallen out.
Phone call. So
oh, wait, there it is. My bad. So, Elena, I just want to say to you, thank you. Thank you. Because while this room is inclusive and men are present, those who identify as men are present, I really did feel like there were just so many layers to what occurred, and the sexism and the marginalization of women in that room and in that space was big. And so there are so many dialogues that we could have here. I do want to answer a few clarifying things so that people can know. But Sade, can you answer, from an audience perspective, and then Andrea, I'll come over to you, from what was up for you? Were you feeling the disconnect from the topic before we started talking? Because it felt like Myron was trying to put it on topic. It felt like I was trying to put it on topic. It felt like Moj was trying to put it on topic. But it didn't feel like anyone else was trying to keep it on topic. But I wasn't there except for the time that I was there.
I'll speak to that. I was on the stage.
I'll come to you in just a second. Let me just ask Sade. And that's half the problem. That when women are trying to speak, that they that's half the problem. So I'm gonna reclaim my time. I'm going to reclaim it.
I'm sorry.
Let me, because that's half the problem on this platform, and that's why it's so important to have this conversation. I'm coming from the perspective of a marketer and a PhD student who studies race. So being in that room, I thought it would be an opportunity for us to learn, for us to converse with Damon John and Grant Cardone and Billie Jean, to have a real candid conversation about race. But it was a missed opportunity. And the people of color who were on the stage didn't really get a chance to speak. And the women on the stage, the one woman who was on the stage most of the time said nothing. And the only people who came on the stage to say something, who were an advocate for us, were Moj, Danielle Leslie, and Allison Bird. I applauded her. I was happy to see her in that room. And we were not happy to see her being dismissed and ignored. And the conversations that Black women and other people of color were having outside of this, I knew there was going to be a response room. We were waiting for it. I was like, do I got to schedule it? So enough is enough. Like, there are phenomenal people on this platform. Like, Jason's like, oh, I need somebody to help me with a course. My background's in curriculum and instruction. I used to do that in Kazakhstan. There are phenomenal people, and it was an opportunity to open up the table and an opportunity for us to have candid conversations about race, equity, inclusion, money, wealth, and all the great things, and not just talk about yachts and jets.
Allison,
it was a missed opportunity. So we are much. And we're tired of getting cut off. And we're gonna reclaim our time and take up space and cause trouble and make a ruckus and get paid as well. So it was a missed opportunity. And everything Allison was feeling, people who had been in the room were feeling. We just said it, on Facebook to ourselves. So absolutely. And I took notes because this is what I study and this is what I do as a marketer. So I'm happy. I'm like, Allison, I'm so proud of you. And I took notes when I was a young, not doing nothing, making $1 on the internet. So I'm like, and it didn't matter that Allison is who she is. It didn't matter that she didn't. You could check her receipts, but you didn't even have to check her receipts, and she should have been respected as a woman on that platform. And it's a reoccurring thing that happens on this Clubhouse. And listen, we ain't gonna be quiet about it.
I just want to ask one quick question because I just want clarity. Sorry to interrupt. Allison, I just want to know what exactly happened to you since you're the only moderator and you the person that was disrespected. I just want to know what happened because I'm coming in late. I've been trying to listen, but I just want to know what's happening so I can just be clear.
Yeah, no worries. Chauncey, we're going to reset the room in just a little bit and I'll do that. I promise I will. But what I'm doing right now is getting the echo of everyone else that was in the space.
Thank you.
So that we can understand. And so I definitely know that you're, seeking to understand and seeking to contribute. And I appreciate that. For all the men in the room, I'm coming to you. I promise I am. I am making sure that I'm giving as much as I can to everyone, but I am being top heavy on women. I just will be 1,000% honest. I'm being top heavy because I'm a woman that was literally abused in that moment. And I'm not going to deny that trauma. And I have to tell you, there are so many times that I've denied trauma and so many times that I acted like it didn't happen. Oh, they didn't mean that. Oh, no, they're not that kind of person. Oh, no, they're not that kind of Black person. They wouldn't be against Black people. They wouldn't bait and switch us. So I've been excusing behaviors for a long time. And if you know me and know my brand, you know that the only time I ever speak is to speak about inclusion and to speak from a platform of love and to speak from a platform of understanding. But today I was like, no, listen, I didn't have enough Febreze for the bullshit that was in that room. I didn't have enough. It smelled like it and it was it. And so I had to own that and give myself permission. I'm packing. My driver is going to be here in a couple of hours for me to take the earliest flight that I can out to Maui tomorrow. So I'm pulling underwear out of a sachet drawer thinking I'm about to chill. I got my vape pen ready. I got my edible gummy ready. I'm ready to chill and climb in the bed. And then somebody asked me to step on. I'm like, oh, let me give for a minute. My vibe is high. My energy is right. And then this completely comes into my space to disturb my world, but not just my world, every Black person on, every Indigenous person on, every person of the LGBTQ plus community, every person of color. Like, it disrespected all of us because it did not acknowledge us. And that's just not okay. That is not plus community. We don't start speaking up for ourselves. Like the communities that marginalize us will continue to think that that privilege is still existent, and they will operate in it, and that does not work. So I want to jump over right now. I want to ask Ashley and Nicole. You all have been sitting here since we first got on. Andrea, and you all have been sitting here. I want to make sure that we open up the mic. So let me just start first with Andrea. I'd love to hear what you have to contribute to the dialogue. Please, the stage is yours.
Yeah. First of all, I want to cuss real bad, but I'm gonna respect the space because I've been on that shit. Sorry, I've been on there since the beginning 4 hours ago, and I remember, and I made a Facebook post about it. So to respond to, I think he might be gone now. No, he's still here. Jason. When I saw the title, what I said to my head, I said, you know, this sounds catchy, but what I'm more interested in learning is the truth and what people have to really truly say when quote unquote it's just them at the top. But let me just jump back a little bit, because Allison, when I heard how they attempted to try you, and I'm so glad you just hopped off that bitch, because how do you create a room under the title of low-key black people being able to, black men, let me say, black men being able to somehow be educated by white people, and then these white people get on these platforms, and then it's like pulling teeth for you to even give out some information. That was the first thing that I peeped within the first, let's just say 10 minutes, because there was a lot of shooting the breeze and laughing and cackling, and this person, Billy Jean, he was asking certain questions, but then you have Ty, and you have, who is he?
Grant Cardone was on.
Oh, Lord. Let me tell you something. Where it really went left for me is when Grant Cardone thought it was ideal to bring up some sort of like statistics that black fathers leave their families, and he had to retract that shit real quick. Now, if anybody else was on there and heard it, he had to retract it real quick. But what was disheartening was that the other black men that were on there didn't G-check him real quick. And see, for me, this is what happens, and why people, especially black women, professional women, end up in my office for therapy. Because what you experienced is like workplace trauma. Yeah. So it's race, workplace trauma that we're always trying to maneuver through, and black people are always having to maneuver through, even just in life general. I'm over here trying to build my business, hoping I can get some tips, and I done wasted 4 hours of my life because somebody wants to do a community experiment for a book he's writing. Like if that's not disrespectful, I don't know what else is. I don't know what else is disrespectful. And the gaslighting and the dismissing of the fact that there is privilege that's going on in the room. Let me tell you something. And, you know, quote unquote, I mean, I don't have money, but I'm good at what the money I do have. I don't need $1 million or $2 million to be happy on my insides, because that's really what matters. But let me tell you something. Keep your secrets. Because what I do know at the end of the day, why I'm not too moved about it, is because I know that white people are not going to liberate me nor my black community. It's not going to happen.
Come on. I appreciate you so much for saying that. I mean, I appreciate your transparency, and here's the question that I have though. What made you stay for 4 hours when you felt the way you felt?
That was what
made you what made you hang on?
What made me hang on is because right now I'm in a place where I'm trying to decolonize the way that I'm even working in this whole grinding, trying to make money. I'm trying to get up out that whole mind frame, because that shit is not healthy.
So see, this is the thing. I'm going to interject here because I really want to address this. Because this is why it's so important. And Ronnie, I saw you just got on. My girl Ronnie is on. I'm going to give her the mic in a minute. I'm so grateful that she's here too, because this is why we must